Hello, everyone. It's been a minute, so I'm here with an update on hypnotherapy training, weight loss, my new show on another channel, and upcoming opportunities for financial freedom. So there's a lot been going on at Heather Keys, Hypno Heather behind the scenes. And some of you know that I just get working on the projects and of course with my clients and students that I haven't been updating. And all the videos that I've been doing have been for a new show called Unhypnotized. So let me get into things. Welcome back. It's so good to have you here. What's coming up in the future? So, Unhypnotized is a new show on the Coin Beast Media YouTube channel. I'll pop the link below where I dive into all things mind, money, consciousness, and Bitcoin. And it's a conversational type of podcast where I interview guests that bring so much to the conversation. And we're talking about all sorts of things over there. So don't just get stuck on maybe one of the words that I said to describe the show, because as you know me, once we start to understand or like get into the conversation about the unravelings of like what we see when we wake up or when our eyes open to either what's happening within ourselves, what's happening in our world or the systems of the world, and then what's happening in our communities. And then we inevitably end up at two places: what's happening in our mind and how we're perceiving and dealing and potentially problem solving through that, but also what's happening in the world and where are the solutions for that. So it's really just been fascinating recording the first three episodes. The first two are out right now, so you have time to catch up. Again, link is directly below. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyone from my audience checking that out, feel free to comment there. I'll be sharing more episodes and more guests there. And now for this channel and for what's up with Hypno Heather, and I know some of you have been reaching out about hypnotherapy training, and there is hypnotherapy certification training back in the works, but in a much more expansive capacity. Like we're really looking at what do hypnotherapists in this day and age, this post 2020 world, this era that we're in, that is no longer about the practitioner having the authority and saying, this is what you need to do, or even the practitioner having to know exactly what to do. Because once you really learn to work in the subconscious mind with someone, you understand that all of the wisdom is there. And so I won't get too into the details. One thing I will say is that there will be opportunities for you to join us. And the one thing is that I'll leave a link below as well where you can just sign up. It's for just for an email about how to choose your hypnotherapy training, as I know many of you are looking at all of the different options. And that's why I'm like completely revamping my product and my certification, and to give you guys a few more certifications in that one course. Because what's happening is that you could easily go and get a certification online. Um, and these days you can get a certification real easily, but it doesn't mean that it gives you what you need to build a business, first of all. And it also doesn't give you what you need often to have the confidence to hang your shield and like go through everything you've got to go through in order to make that a reality. And I was thinking that was going to just kind of stop with hypno training because there's so much out there. And then I realized, getting calls from people in other trainings, having taken other trainings, and also even from some of my past students that want to real level up and really want to be able to work in a modern evolutionary capacity with hypnotherapy, so that it not only gives your clients what you need, what they need. It gives you what you need to be able to hold space for these transformations in your clients. And so it's coming back, but it is coming back in a completely new way. There's still going to be access to the fully online program just because it's gold and it's got all of the essentials and fundamentals of hypnotherapy and being a hypnotherapist in 2024, 2025, and beyond. But then there's going to be such a greater opportunity to get what you really need in order to make this a go. And so I'll leave it at that. There'll be more videos coming about that and more opportunities. And then the next update is that there's a new way of living, there's a new way of being, and there's a new way of storing your time and value. And something that is very near and dear to me is the the sheer, I don't even know what to call it. I've been doing this for 13 years, like professionally, and there's so much I could say to what happens when you devote your life to the healing and well-being of others and helping them, get that power, empowered, become unhypnotized in themselves to let go of the thinking and the programs that have kept them sick or unwell or unabundant or whatever it is, unloved. And, there's almost like a pipe dream of like what that looks like because you work for yourself and you have your own autonomy over your time in some sense, while at the same time recognizing that it's really easy to um, burn out. Like it's really easy to just try to help everyone because essentially we're taking on some of that burden of the medical industrial complex, not really efficiently helping people heal or helping people in the way and the capacity that they truly need. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm very thankful that I have a career where I can help people and give them real solutions and help them really move past in an accelerated way with what they're going through and heal what they've gone through, sometimes at the hand of the medical world. And I do believe that we are establishing a new normal. But it also is helpful to remember that, like, we're still operating in a system, and especially in a financial system that doesn't have the health and well being for us at its heart. And I'm not just talking about healers and practitioners, I'm talking humans. And, it just made me think. I found this like really great stat that says 31.3% of 12.16 billion. So the estimated hypnotherapy for 2024 growth and beyond is like 31.3% of 12 billion. Like it's growing, and it makes sense to me that it's growing because obviously it's so needed. People being able to go within themselves and traverse the terrain and become safe and comfortable in their bodies, in their minds, and, be able to evolve or heal past that freeze or the parasympathetic of like fight or flight into that higher mind, higher consciousness, and being able to make choices from a place of safety. And this I could get into lots about just the complex habits that we create and just survival. But what I'm really interested in talking about, and this is happening more on my Instagram at Hypno Heather, and then on the show Unhypnotized, where we're looking at how Bitcoin provides a solution to this malaise and to also prevent healer and practitioner and coach burnout. Because if the money that we're making starts to increase in value. Like if we can store the value of our time and therefore our money in a way that grows in value over time, then we're not just always behind, right? We're not just always like trying to make enough to get by. And then, like I said, we don't have any help. Like if I need a pen, I have to buy a pen. We don't have IT support. We don't have paid days off. We don't have all of these things that come with if you have like a career, say in the medical world or in any corporate world, right? So it's really important, I think, to have this conversation about what is a solution for us as change makers and light workers and people that are really feeling called to help others, but recognize just that slippery slope of how not only is it like kind of a fast track to burnout sometimes, even when it's not, how do we ever feel like we're getting ahead? And I think that conversation is like really helpful to most people in any job or career where they're just like, even if you're a saver and you're like prudent in that way, once you start to realize though, like the purchasing power of the dollar that you're saving is constantly being devalued by the printing of more money, you start to see how it like has a ripple effect on like everything that you do. And so I really want to just start to introduce Bitcoin to everyone. I'm going to be talking more about it on my IG and, of course, on the new show, but also here, not as something that's like a quick fix, right? Because the whole point of healing is leaving behind that way of thinking. Part of the problem, the reason that we're in this is like we have been made to believe that healing that healing is fast, and like sometimes it is. So I'm not trying to put any kind of limiting belief in your mind. I'm just saying that, in this take a pill kind of quick fix, get rid of the symptom type of healing that we've become accustomed to, and we've been taught to look at healing and health is part of what's causing the problem, because then there's all these underlying problems underneath that aren't getting addressed. And then most importantly, it's turning the body away from giving us messages. So every time that we mask the symptoms, the body, it's like we're not getting the messages from our body that we need to heal. So what am I saying here? I'm saying that this is the conversation. This is part of the conversation. There's many layers to this conversation, but part of this conversation is taking a sustainable path, taking a sustainable path to our health and lifestyle, taking a sustainable path to our own growth and healing, taking a sustainable path to our financial future. And this is the conversation, because sustainability is really about homeostasis. It's really about integrating new ways of thinking, integrating new ways of being, integrating new ways of looking at things and new habits. And this all works very seamlessly once we start here and here, mind and body. Because often we think, oh my gosh, we have to make all of these changes and change the way we're doing things. But the way that we're doing things changes as soon as we start to see differently, as soon as we start to want something different, as soon as we, in a sense, sign up for being open to change. And then, especially when it's in alignment with our own health and well being, with our sustainable way of being, way of working, and way of helping others. So, this is a theme that's going to just be interwoven into, well, anyone that works with me one to one and in the hypnotherapy training of like, what would it actually look like for, first of all, for this to be successful, and second, for it to be sustainable and have longevity. And then with the Bitcoin, with the, how are you making choices with your money that provide safety and that provide a sense of hope for the future, and so that you can relax into your craft. And many of you have already heard me talk about, the art of hypnotherapy, because it is an art. It's an art form, and it's an art form that will teach you so much about yourself. And therefore, as you learn so much about yourself, you'll be able to hold that space for others. So I'll leave it at that because I could say so much more. There's so much happening here, and I'll come back with some more updates. Feel free to share, ask me any questions in the comments, and I will see you at the next video. Ciao for now.